Dobry wieczór, Warszawa. Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone to the Le'ah Yahudah Radio Show live, coming to you from beautiful Warsaw, Poland. Yep, I'm in the studio in beautiful Warsaw, Poland. It is 5:05, so I'm on time here, and I have a very special show for you today. But first, as usual, I just want to give all praises to my Creator, the Most High Yahudah, the Creator of the heavens, earth, the seas, and all that is within them. There is Yahudah alone created. Yes. So I am very excited to be here in this space, in this place, right here again in beautiful Warsaw, Poland. And I just wanted to say that my daughter and I are covenant keepers of Yah. So let's get started here. I have a very special show once again. Question. If you've watched some of my videos, or statement, you have seen me walking around Warsaw. You see the beautiful streets, the buildings, the transportation, the cafés, the people, and the life of this city. But what I have been learning is that the Warsaw we see today was not always the Warsaw we see today. Think about it. There is an incredible history underneath these streets. Yeah, and I've been wondering and thinking, and when I'm underground, and from listening to the history, and I visited a few museums, not many, I need to do more. There is a history of war. There is a history of resistance. There is a history of destruction. There is a history of people leaving their homeland. I'm familiar with that one. And there is also a beautiful history of rebuilding. So today I want to talk with you about Warsaw, Poland, Poland's veterans and heroes, and some of the Polish men and women who eventually made new lives in other countries around the world. Yeah. So this thought and idea came to me just recently, and I said, I was up all night and working on my Polish, Dobry wieczór, Warszawa. So that's welcome. I'm welcoming you all, Warsaw, to my show. And wherever you are across the world, welcome. Now, before we kick this show off, I want to add that my daughter and I visited the military memorial last week, a concert, and it was amazing, okay? So before I get into the history, I want to tell you what caused me to become even more interested in learning about Poland. As I stated last week, my daughter and I attended a Polish military celebration here in Warsaw, August 15th, in Polish Armed Forces Day. So this is great that these ideas came to me like 2 days ago as I was speaking with my coworker, Mikhail. And yesterday, I was up all night last night, and these ideas kept coming. And I said, it'd be great to do a show on this and get it in there today, August, and not next month. So let's talk. August 15th is Polish Armed Forces Day. It also commemorates the history battle of Warsaw of 1920. So my daughter and I, we had such a wonderful time, and I'll put the video up, and you can see her smiling and giggling away with the military musicians. They were amazing. She just couldn't believe it. And the music was beautiful. We watched the soldiers. We watched the people. We experienced the atmosphere. And as I stood there enjoying everything, I started thinking, who are the people Poland is remembering? I was looking around and, I don't speak fluent Polish. I'm learning. Who are the veterans? Who are the heroes? What did Poland survive? What happened in Warsaw? I remember back in America watching Schindler's List, and I stayed glued to the television. It was I believe in Warsaw and the destruction and the genocide, the evil that happened there. And I can't believe I'm here actually in Warsaw, Poland today. Like, I remember watching that movie years ago, and here I am today. Wow. Why do the Polish people continue to remember these events generations later? So I began studying, and I learned that there is so much history underneath the beautiful city we see today. Yep, there's lots of history, and I was up last night, and I just couldn't stop. I want to play a little of the music my daughter and we enjoyed last week. And it was the Polish introduction moment. And if you're speaking English, I'm sure you won't understand like me, but give it a few seconds and we're going to play something here amazing for you. You're not going to be able to believe what you hear. My daughter was just standing there and she could not stop smiling. She just couldn't stop smiling. She was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they're playing this. Like, wow. So I want to play this song for you. Well, the introduction, the opening. Okay, so let's crank this up and hear it.
Największa instytucja artystyczna Siły Artystyczne Wojska Polskiego pod dyrekcją pułkownika Mariusza Dzióbka. Udanego wieczoru.
Będzie się działo dzisiaj. Dziękujemy za te gromkie brawa. Reprezentacyjny zespół artystyczny Wojska Polskiego, w skrócie RZAWP. Już teraz zachęcam Państwa do odwiedzin naszych social mediów, ale teraz może na żywo. To, co uwielbiam od dzieciństwa. Muzykę na żywo, muzykę graną przez orkiestry dęte, smyczkowe, chóry śpiewaną przez chóry w zasobach RZAWP. Mamy chór męski, który widzimy i chciałbym, aby teraz gromkie brawa na Placu Zamkowym rozbrzmiały właśnie dla tych panów w żołnierskich mundurach. Tym bardziej, drodzy Państwo, że teraz zabrzmi pieśń wyjątkowa, którą śpiewali nasi rodacy podczas zwycięskich bitew, nie tylko podczas tej pod Grunwaldem, ku czci Maryi Dziewicy, a zwie się Bogu Rodzica.
Yes, yes, yes. We enjoyed ourselves at the concert. As you can hear, as you listened in, my daughter and I, we enjoyed ourselves. And the military band was amazing. And the conductors, wow. Yes. So let's get back here as we learn more about the Polish military, about Poland, Warsaw, you know, the areas you see me walking around. You see us taking care of business, going to stores, walking around. So let's talk about this Poland. So who are the people? Once again, Poland is remembering. That's a question. Who are the veterans? Who are the heroes? And what did Poland survive? What happened to Warsaw? And most people may not know any of this information. I didn't. I just knew a tad of it, you know, just a little bit. But as I'm studying more now and I'm more interested in knowing where I am, my surroundings, we've been in this country about 14 months, so I want to learn the history here. And my daughter loves Poland. She's the reason we are here. A 13-year-old at the time, and she's so happy in Poland. And I am too. I can't complain. So why do the Polish people continue to remember these events generations later? So I began studying, and I learned that there is so much history underneath the beautiful city we see today. And we played the music there. So once again, welcome back. Now, when you see me walking through Warsaw today, I want you to remember something. Warsaw has been rebuilt. Do you hear me? Warsaw has been rebuilt. To understand why, we have to go back to 1939 on September 1st, 1939. So I'm thinking there may be a holiday coming up or something, huh? Maybe, I'm just guessing. On September 1st, 1939, Nazi Germany invaded Poland from the west. Then on September 17th, 1939, the Soviet Union invaded Poland from the east. And I found that quite interesting. So Poland was being attacked from two directions. Before those invasions, Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union had made an agreement known as the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. Excuse me if I'm not speaking my Polish correctly. I'm studying. Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. A secret part of that agreement divided parts of Eastern Europe into German and Soviet spheres of influence. So imagine being a family living here in Poland in 1939. One powerful country comes from the west. Then another powerful country comes from the east. Polish soldiers resisted. Polish civilians were caught in the middle. Warsaw itself came under German attack and eventually surrounded in September 1939, okay? But Poland did not stop resisting. You got to remember that word, resistance, resisting. That is very important. The Polish resistance continued underground. So you see us going underground to the trams, to the trains, and it's clean, it's beautiful, nothing like my country, USA, I'm telling you now. So I am honored to be here and even to learn this history of where the Creator has placed my daughter and I. This is our home now. The Polish resistance continued underground. There were soldiers, there were civilians, there were young people, there were couriers, there were families trying to survive occupation. The Warsaw Uprising. Now let's move forward to 1944. This is where we come to the Warsaw Uprising. And I want to make something very clear because I had to learn this myself. The Warsaw Uprising of 1944 was primarily an uprising against the German occupation. On August 1st, 1944, the Polish Home Army rose up in Warsaw. They were attempting to liberate their own capital. And that's important. You must protect your own country. But America is not mine, so I have nothing to do with that protection. I'm just saying. Yeah, what the Polish people did, the resistance, that's amazing. That's what you do when you protect what's yours. They were attempting to liberate their own capital. Imagine the streets of Warsaw becoming battlefields. Okay, just imagine that. You see me walking around there, and that's battlefields now. Imagine homes becoming places of refuge. Okay, imagine young men and women carrying messages and supplies. Imagine families trying to protect their children while fighting was happening around them. The uprising lasted about 2 months. Wow, that's 2 months too long, I'm thinking. The Germans eventually crushed it, and Warsaw suffered catastrophic destruction. That is why when you look around Warsaw today, you are looking at something remarkable. And I'm telling you, I've taken a trip up there to the, the Culture Center, way up there on I don't want to say the wrong number, on that floor up there, looking over Warsaw, just beautiful. And I'll do a video on that. I'm working on a project now, my Warsaw video, where you'll see me. I'll break down some dates and reconstruction areas of Warsaw. I just got this idea like last night or yesterday, and it keeps rolling and forming. So that's what I'm going to work on. You are looking at a city that rose again. When you look at Warsaw, when you look at this city, you're looking at a city that rose again. The buildings you see today, the beautiful old town, the streets, the life, much of it had to be rebuilt after the devastation of World War II. World War II, guys. That is something I think about now, and when I'm walking around Warsaw, I'm like, wow. And, they have lots of museums around you, and I visited a few. I want to do more. I may be looking at a beautiful building today, but that ground has history. Okay? Think about it. Think about it. The war ends, but what happens to the soldiers? What happens to the soldiers? Now we come to a part of the story that really caught my attention. This part of the story, I was like, wow. World War II ends in Europe, 1945. Germany is defeated. So you might think the war is over, right? Everybody can simply go home, huh? But for many Polish servicemen, it was not that simple. By the end of the war, Soviet power had expanded across Poland, and a Soviet-backed communist government was established. Did you hear me? By the end of the war, Soviet power had expanded across Poland, and a Soviet-backed communist government was established. Some Polish soldiers had been fighting outside of Poland with Allied forces. Some had fought in Britain. Some fought in Italy. Some fought elsewhere in Europe. Some had been connected with Poland's underground resistance. Now they had to make an enormous decision, okay? Do I return home? For some, returning to a communist-controlled Poland brought uncertainty and danger. Yeah, you want to be safe. That's one of the most important things. I left my country. That's why this connects with my soul. I left my country because of persecution. Yeah, being a woman of color. It's the truth. I just spoke to someone right now from Egypt, and is this really happening to you guys over there? I'm like, yeah, it's been happening, but I understand wanting to be safe, wanting your child to be safe. I truly understand. That's why I feel a connection with this. So some former soldiers and resistance members experienced surveillance. Some experienced discrimination. Don't I know about discrimination coming from the USA, where it's hard for a woman of color, a person of color? Catastrophic. Some were arrested. Some were imprisoned. Others chose not to return at all. And this is why we begin to see Polish veterans establishing lives outside of Poland. There you go. Leaving home to find safety. And that brings me to the title of today's program. I thought about leaving home to find safety, veterans, your heroes. Imagine fighting for the country you love. Imagine surviving war. Just imagine thinking about your home, your family, your street, your language, your country, and then the war ends. But you still have to ask yourself, is it safe for me to go home? Some Polish veterans remained in Britain. Some eventually went to the United States of America. Some went to Canada. Some went to Australia. Others settled in different countries across the world. Polish civilians were displaced as well. So Poland's wartime story eventually became a story that stretched across continents. And that is why you can find Polish communities today in so many different countries. Leaving home does not necessarily mean that you stop loving home. I left America in 2021 looking for safety. I miss my family, my children, my grandchildren. But for me, safety is important. My daughter, keeping her safe. She was 10 years old. She's 16 now. And I think I'm doing a beautiful job by walking with my Creator, who's keeping us both safe. Okay? It's so much bad news you couldn't imagine. For people of color, you would think others would really have compassion on us, on what's going on. Okay? Leaving home does not necessarily mean that you stop loving home. People can leave and still carry their homeland with them. Yes, they carry their language. They carry their food. They carry their music. They carry photographs. They carry family stories. And they teach those stories to their children and grandchildren. That's right. Okay, that's important. Oral teachings, speaking, telling them, reminding them of what happened, the invasion, the resistance, the old Warsaw, the destruction. This is what they teach their children and their grandchildren. And I'm going to tell you, because the Polish people have been very kind to me. Even I was just saying today that when the elders are on the bus and someone is standing and the elder comes on, someone would get up out of their seat so the elder could sit down. Even a woman of color, myself, has been treated very kind by the Polish people. Today, someone brought my bags up and they directed me to the correct bus stop from underground, where the train was. And he carried my bag. I said, the Polish men are such gentlemen. The young men and the Polish older men, they're gentlemen for real. They're very kind and nice to me. That's me. Everybody may not have the same story, but this is my story. Okay? I love Poland. We love Poland. We love the peace. We love the safety. And now I'm learning more of the history that I'm going to continue to come to share with you and in my Le'ah Yahudah Radio Show, right here. So now let's come back to Warsaw in 2026. Look around. The buses are moving. Mm-hmm. The trams are moving. Yes. People are walking and talking. People are sitting in cafés. Children are going to school. Tourists are taking photographs. Music is playing. People are living their everyday lives. But underneath the Warsaw of today is the Warsaw of history. There was a Warsaw that was invaded. Mm-hmm. There was a Warsaw that resisted. Yes, they resisted. There was a Warsaw that was devastated. And there was a Warsaw that was rebuilt. And that is one of the things I find so powerful about this city. When you understand the history, you begin to look at the buildings differently, and that's what I'm doing. You begin to look at memorials differently. You begin to understand why people stop and remember. You begin to understand why military ceremonies and anniversaries mean so much. And I used to wonder that. Now I'm finding my answer by doing my research. Back to last week's military celebration. Now I think differently about the celebration my daughter and I attended last week, honestly. When we were there, we enjoyed ourselves. As you heard through the music, I was hooping and hollering. The music was great, fantastic. The performance was outstanding. We enjoyed the military band. We enjoyed the music. We enjoyed seeing everyone. But after studying more of this history, I understood and understand that remembrance goes much deeper than entertainment. Right. That's deep. I'll say that again. Remembrance goes much deeper than entertainment. There are soldiers behind these memories. There are families behind these memories. There are people who resisted occupation. There are people who survived repression. These are veterans who came home. There are veterans who never came home. There are people who left Poland and built new lives thousands of miles away. Okay? I'm going to stop right there and take a little break. I have another song from another musical instrumental from the military band. They did a Harriet Tubman instrumental, and it was so beautiful and nice. I don't know if this is it or not, but I want to play this. Okay, we're going to crank this one up. It was fantastic. Let's just see what this is. Okay, that's not. Let's try this one. Okay, I wanted to find that beautiful Harriet Tubman instrumental. Let's see. I'm in my phone, and these are videos that I saved from the show. It was just fantastic. I enjoyed it.
Już ze sceny niewiele widzimy,
Let's see what this is.
ale chcemy poczuć, może zobaczyć,
Play
ręce
this one.
wasze w górze. Jak pięknie nas pozdrawiają, dzięki. A teraz rytmicznie razem z nami. Raz. A słowa tej piosenki znają wszyscy.
Trzeba mi wielkiej wody, tej dobrej i tej złej, na wszystkie moje pogody, niepogody duszy mej. Trzeba mi wielkiej drogi wśród wiecznie młodych bzów, na wszystkie moje złe bogi, niebogni z moich snów. Oceanów brukliwych i strumieni życzliwych, czarnych głębin niepewnych i opowieści rzewnych, drogi biało-srebrzystej, dróżki nieuroczystej, w siebie niepewnych i ptasi
Pozdrawiamy Stolicę! Śpiewamy wszyscy!
Tylko taką mnie ścieżką poprowadź, gdzie śmieją się śmiewy w ciemności,
Gdzie muzyka gra!
muzyka gra, muzyka gra. Nie daj mi może skosztować tak zwanej życiowej mądrości, dopóki życie gra, póki życie gra.
trzeba mi wielkiej wody, tej dobrej i tej złej.
Yes. I just wanted to share that. I will share the Harriet Tubman song, which my daughter was saying that's that Harriet Tubman song. That was beautiful as well. And we just really enjoyed ourselves at the military concert. I don't go out often, but if I'm invited to something like this, something cultural, I say, let's go. So there are, once again, like I said, after studying more of the history, I understand that remembrance goes much deeper than entertainment. There are soldiers behind these memories. There are families behind these memories. There are people who resisted occupation. There are people who survived repression. There are veterans who came home. There are veterans who never came home. Okay? There are people who left Poland and built new lives thousands of miles away. And there is this beautiful Warsaw standing today. So when I walk through Warsaw now, I want to remember that this city has history. Yeah. Poland has a lot of history. It's a beautiful country. It's peaceful. And they remember. They remember their servicemen, their servicewomen, their heroes. Yes, they do. And when you walk in around Poland and you're looking, now maybe you'll think about the heroes, those resistance, those who resisted. Okay, the Warsaw Uprising fighters, members of the Polish Home Army, and civilians who resisted German occupation in 1944. These are specific kinds of Polish heroes, not just veterans generally. Many are very young. Many were, very young, including teenage couriers and medics, Polish soldiers who fought abroad, For example, soldiers under General Wadowska, Anders, who fought in Italy, including at Monte Cassino, a Polish airman who fought in the Battle of Britain, people repressed after the war, former resistance members and anti-communist fighters who were watched, imprisoned, or persecuted under the Soviet-backed communist government. Okay, I'll say that again. People repressed after the war, former resistance members and anti-communist fighters who were watched, imprisoned, or persecuted under the Soviet-backed communist government. Veterans in exile. Okay, that's important. Veterans in exile. They left their country to go to other countries for safety. Persecution, probably, Soldiers who stayed in Britain, Canada, the United States, Australia, and other countries because returning to communist Poland could be difficult and very dangerous. Okay? Who were the heroes? Some fought in Warsaw, some fought across Europe, some carried messages to the outside world, some survived prison and repression, some never returned home. And their stories are part of the Warsaw we see today, okay? So that's just a little information and knowledge I wanted to share with you. And if you visit Poland, if you visit Warsaw, you land in Warsaw, we were treated very nice when we entered into the country. And now you think of things differently now. Now that you see these things, you think of it differently, you see things differently. And, you see the buildings, and I'm going to put a big video together so we can see and get more understanding that Warsaw was destroyed and it's rebuilt. Yeah, it was destroyed and it's rebuilt. And to the heroes, to those in exile, to those families who didn't make it, to the families who stayed, the families who exiled, we give respect because the Poles stood up and they resisted. They fought against, what was happening. And we will get into that in another show. I like this. I love it. I love learning history, the history of the Polish people, which is where I reside now and my child. So the education, the history, the memories, it's important for us to know where we are, what's here, the people that we live amongst. So any country you go to, you should do your research and you should get involved in your community. Now let's just play this one here. These are all my little videos from the military memorial. It was so beautiful that we had a wonderful time, as you can hear us in this on the concert right here. Let's see what this one is. There's no sound on that one. But I wish I could find that one they did with the Harriet Tubman song my daughter was telling me. It was amazing. Okay, so I don't know why my music isn't playing. Okay, but nevertheless, let's see. Whatever country you go into, just study. I don't know if we played this one here, but let's try this one. Let's see what we have here. Oh, I like this one.
Pusta stolica i wypalona. Stęszy z daleka, jak mała jaka, ale dowodem jest bohaterstwa światu całemu. Dla chłopców z lata.
Yes, yes, yes. Once again, I just wanted you to experience the military concert last week that my daughter and we enjoyed. It was beautiful, and she just could not believe she was hearing Michael Jackson in a Polish country at a concert. She was just flabbergasted. She was just in awe. And she said, this conductor right here, he was amazing. He was just a great conductor, both of those guys. And the women, their voices amazing. The violinist, it was just a beautiful concert. Okay, so we're going to end this. It's 5:52. And I just want to go back over here, and we're going to go the next show after the next. I will come back with more information to help us understand a little bit more about Poland, about Warsaw, the city center area, about the heroes, about the veterans who are in exile, or they left Poland and they went to America, Australia, the UK, different countries. And I want to learn more about that invasion coming from the Soviet Union on one side and then Germany on the other side. So this has been beautiful, and may the Most High Yahuwah keep you all in perfect peace wherever you are. If you're in Poland, if you're in America, wherever you are. And let's not forget our heroes. Let's not forget any of these things. So what does the resistance mean? I ask myself, what is that resistance? They didn't let someone come in and just take their country over. They fought. So let's see. In Polish it says World War II is that the Polish resistance included people who secretly fought against Nazi German occupation. They might have, again, carried messages or weapons, printed underground newspapers. This is real, family. This is real, wherever you are, whoever you are. Hid paper, hid people, gathered intelligence. That movie with Morgan Freeman, of America, Black American, Schindler's List. I saw that years ago. I never thought about living in a Poland. Seriously, but that movie kept my attention. I couldn't move. And maybe that's a movie I should share with my daughter one day. We should watch Schindler's List. You should watch it as well. And it's telling you of the war. Some people gathered intelligence, sabotaged German operations, or fought as underground soldiers. So when you hear Polish resistance, think Polish people who would not simply accept the occupation and work to fight back. Okay? Resistance means people standing against occupation and refusing to give up their country. And that's right. That's very bold of them and very good for them to stand up and fight for their country. Okay? So I give all praises and honor and esteem to the mighty Yah again. And let me see, can I say this Polish word to this sentence to end? as I'm working on my Polish greeting and basic words. My daughter's pretty good, so she's getting better. Dziękuję, dojewo, Joshinya, Warszawa. Okay, so I think I said, or I'm trying to say, see you again, goodbye, Warsaw. Okay, dziękuję, dojendzienia, Warszawa. So we will see you again, Warsaw, and this has been beautiful. And my time is up. And once again, the military was amazing. Let's end with just... And my daughter was saying that there's a dance that they do at the end, and she said she messed it up. I think it's this one here. Okay, we're going to end now. But this was the dance that everyone does.
Zespół artystyczny Wojska Polskiego. Panie Andrzeju, brawa dla tancerzy! Będą brawa dla tancerzy. Kapelmistrz, pułkownik Mariusz Dziubek. Bardzo dziękuję. Bądźcie z nami podczas defilady i bądźcie z nami przez cały rok. Publiczność wspaniała.